I'm your Welcome 23. Joining me from Nightbound, Chapter 13, The Jealous Boy. In the middle of a formal Fey ball held in your honor, your jealous half-brother, Tialo, has just brought down the protective wards to protect the Fey colony from violence. Die, half-breed! Tialo lunges at you, brandishing a dagger. Tialo, don't! His face contorted with maniac fury, Tialo brings his weapon, plunging down, its curved blade glinting in the gloom. Dodge. Heart thundering, you jerk your body out of the path of the oncoming blade. The blow meant for your heart glances off your shoulder instead, scoring a bright line of pain down your upper arm. Ah! You stumble back, clutching your wound. A hissing, feathered blur suddenly shoots past you. Yes! Hey, Blanca! What the? Blanca hits Tialo square in the face, latching on with her tiny teeth and all 4 sets of claws. Get it off! Get it off! Yeah, Blanca, get him. Tialo grabs Blanca by the scruff and drags her off his face, her claws leaving angry red tracks in his shining skin. Twisting wildly, Blanca breaks free of Tialo's grip and streaks away into the shadows. What in the 12 hells was that? Vengeance, Tialo. Tiny, angry, little furball of vengeance. The ballroom's light flickers back to life. Gasps and murmurs echo around the room. Tialo rounds on you again, teeth bared. I told you this would happen. You didn't unleave. You brought this on yourself. Tialo, you don't have to do this. We can talk. We can... The time for talk is past, sister. This will be all over soon. If you'd have the decency to hold still. A growing hubbub swirls around you, punctuated by the shrieks and sounds of a struggle. Tialo lifts the dagger once again. I'm gonna go ahead and run. Without waiting for the oncoming blow, you whirl around and lunge towards the ballroom doors. You dare turn your back on me? Tialo's hand clasps around your wrist, and he twists, using your very own momentum to fling you into one of the hanging curtains. Ah! Tangled in the curtains, you watch helplessly as Tialo plunges the dagger towards you, his face stormy with rage. You should never have attempted to steal what was mine. And you should watch your surroundings, kid. Catherine lunges into view and sweeps Tialo's leg out from under him, bringing him crashing to the floor. Ah! One foot planted on Tialo's chest, she shoots you a questioning look. I'm okay. Thanks, Catherine. I would have been here sooner, but this brat had henchmen scattered around the room. Just a handful of them, but enough to occupy us. Nick's dispatched the last of them as we speak. Are you alright? I'm fine, but... As the commotion in the ballroom dies down, you see Vera jostling her way over towards you, carrying a balled-up glove. Nick and Cal follow on her heels, and Nick grips your shoulder. I knew I didn't trust that stuck-up little bastard. Vixen, you're bleeding. Just a scratch, nothing to worry about. What about you? Did you... Trail off, looking questioningly at her bare hand. Vera shakes her head. No, I thought I might have to. One of Tialo's goons was almost on me, but then Cal... I took him out, so Vera wouldn't have to. A murmur threads through the ashen-faced Fae gathering around you, and they part to make way for Lord Elric and Lady Thalassa. Lord Elric's face tightens as his gaze takes in your wound and Tialo's prone form at your feet. Tialo, what have you done? Father, she sprang upon me when the light went out. I think she meant to kill me. What? You lying rat. You came after me, you deceitful piece of... Lord Elric lays a light hand on your shoulder, his face creased with pain. I know, Vixen. I heard enough of what passed between you. I know you tried to reason with him. But my selfish son could not bring himself to listen. I always knew that you were weak and vile, Tialo, to raise a hand to your own kin. Something that typically banishes you from the Elvish or Fey kingdoms. Lord Elric draws himself up to his full height, Beside you, Lady Thalassa surveys her son with a mixture of grief and abject disappointment. You are not only unfit to rule, but unfit to live among us. With all gathered here as witness, I abjure you, Tialo. I disavow you as my son and heir. Father, no! You can't! You put your own petty grievances before the safety of your own people. This bed is solely of your making, Tialo, and now you will lie in it. Though it breaks my heart to do so, I banish you from Lemria. Where you go from here is yours to decide, but do not think to return here, upon pain of death. Yellow's face crumples in devastation and disbelief. But this is my home, Father! Please! Lamrin is no longer yours, and you are no longer my blood. 2 guards come forward, dragging Tialo to his feet and out of the ballroom. Alric follows close behind, his face solemn. You spot Blanca perched atop an overturned table, her feathers bristling and emerald eyes narrowed to slits. Hey, it's alright. The jealous boy is gone now, we're safe. Blanca slowly turns her head, meeting your eyes, and a terrible sense of foreboding steals over you. Not safe. Not anymore. It's coming. Death is coming. Giallo's pleading shouts fade into the distance. You become aware of another sound. Distant screams and the sounds of battle. The hell is that? I thought that we took care of the kid's pawns. We did, with extreme prejudice. But he brought down the wards. Which means there's nothing keeping the blood wraith out. As the words leave your mouth, the far wall explodes inward as a spray of stone and mortar, and an eldritch shriek tears through the room. Ah, hell. Nick hefts the crossbow on her shoulder while Vera rips off her gloves. Catherine whirls with both side her hands, and Cal shifts to his wolf form. It tears a merciless swath through the terrified Fae gathered in its blaze, swatting them aside like insects. Oh my god. It's gonna kill everyone. The bloodwraith swivels its gaze across the room until its eyes lock on yours. The bloodwraith surges toward you, but Lady Thalassa strides forward, flinging one hand out in front of her. Begone, hateful creature! Silver-black fire lances from the tips of her fingers, splashing against the bloodwraith and setting it ablaze. Holy hell! Never thought I'd meet a caster strong enough to use Fey Grimfire. You hold your breath as the bloodwraith flinches under the barrage of silver flame, dry skin peeling away from its skeletal limbs. Then surges forward, shrieking in defiance. And all that did was piss it off. But we can't stop fighting it. We can't just stand her and let it mow everyone down. We have to do something. We are gonna do something. Get you the hell out of here as soon as I spot a clear path. Nothing we got does any damn against that thing. The bloodwraith suddenly charges forward, with eyes fixed on Lady Thalassa. She redoubles her attack, but the pain only seems to drive the bloodwraith into a frenzy. In the blink of an eye, it closes the gap between them, striking Lady Thalassa with a backhand swipe that sends her flying across the ballroom. Ah! The bloodwraith turns to look at you. A rictus grin on its face. Nick runs forward, firing desperately. Get back, you bastard! The bloodwraith dodges Nick's bolt as it closes in on him, then swats him aside. Why is it swatting everyone instead of just up and killing them? Catherine hurls both sides its head, then rolls into a tumble not fast enough. Ugh! Catherine seizes at the bloodwraith's claw, grazed her back, opening shallow wounds, a tinge of poisonous black. Cal and Vera charge forward as one, Cal snarling and snapping, Vera reaching forward with one bare hand. Die, you bastard. Bloodwraith bats Cal aside, almost casually, but Vera manages to dodge inside its reach, her bare hand grabbing it by the arm. Vera snatches her hand away, cradling her smoking palm against her chest. Bloodwraith hisses, staring at the black, blistering mark Vera left behind on its pallid skin. What? I hope that hurt, you mangy... Vera's eyes roll back in her head. She crumples to the floor, unconscious. The creature's eyes lock on you, and a wave of icy terror swells inside you and puts your feet in place. So this is what it feels like. I'm really gonna die. Desperately, you look around the ballroom for anyone that can save you, but the Lassa, Catherine, Cal, and Vera all lie limply on the ground, scattered across the ballroom like discarded toys. Only Nick stirs, obviously fighting to stay conscious, dragging himself towards you with shaking arms. Rocky, Vixen, just go. Run! But fear has rooted you to the spot. You can only watch as the Bloodwraith closes in until it hovers over you. Fangs bared in gruesome triumph, claws raised for the final blow. And then finally, suddenly, you find yourself shoved roughly to the side, sending you spiraling. You will not have her, foul beast. Father, no! Howling with triumph, the Bloodwraith plunges one vicious, clawed hand into Elric's chest. His flesh already turning gray as the Bloodwraith drains his life force. Elric reaches out and traces a portal with a shaking hand. Almost there. The portal materializes, revealing a slice of turning blackness. With a shearing gasp, Elric pulls free from the Bloodwraith and thrusts its bodily through the portal, which snaps shut behind it. As the Bloodwraith vanishes, Lord Elric coughs once, shudders, and then collapses to the floor. Father! Vixen. Scramble to his side, clutching one of his pale, bloodied hands to your chest. Elric, you're gonna be okay. Hold on, Elric. Just hold on for me, okay? We're gonna get you help. We're gonna... Elric laughs weakly, then dissolves into a racking cough. You're so kind, my darling daughter. But I'm afraid my time has come. I'm so sorry for not having enough time to love you as a father should. There was so much I wanted to tell you, to teach you, to forgive me, love, for leaving you this way. Devastation yawns like a pit inside you, black and bottomless. A tear slip down your cheek. You choke back a sob. Father, no. With an effort, he focuses on you, his anguished face easing in a slight, warm smile. May the sun ever warm your face, and the countless stars ever guard your sleep. I wish you could have known your home with me, ridden its dragons through our skies, commanded our clouds. I wish we could have done that together, too. Perhaps you still will. Please, tell your mother that I loved her still. Until my last. Face slackens and his head falls heavy against your thigh. Your eyes fill with tears as you stare down into his stilled features. No, I only just found you. It's not fair. Through the haze of grief, you see something sparkling inside Lord Elric's face. You wipe your eyes and see hovering a luminous tear twinkling in the light. Take his tear to see the Fey realm through his eyes and witness the true extent of Fey power. As your fingers graze the tear's warm, slick surface, the carnage of the ballroom melts away around you. You find yourself standing in a veil in front of a curled-up dragon with a scorched, tattered wing. Hey, it's one of those... Easy, beauty, easy. I mean you no harm. Though I see you must already be in considerable pain. What in your name, lady of dragonfolk? Dragon tucks her charred wing closer to her chest, favoring you with a dour, mistrustful look. Roar! She rumbles, quaking the ground beneath you. You hear her behemoth voice echoing like a clasp of thunder in your mind. I am Black Valerian. Why do you see fit to disturb me, son of the Earthbound? One of my Vassals bade me to call on you. She saw you fall from the skies and tumble onto her land. Then why is she not troubling me in your stead? Because she knows I understand the dragon folk. Alas, not all of us can speak your tongue or understand it as I do, and she was concerned that a misunderstanding between you might prove, well, catastrophic mainly for her. The dragon's eyes narrow with a grudging humor, and it nods its tremendous head. It's true. Few have spoken to me as you do. May I ask what has grounded you? I was caught in a sudden vicious squall. Lightning struck me, and I fell like the wingless, like a stone. I've lain here since on my heart's yearning for the skies. I'm sorry to hear of your pain. May I approach and see if I can do aught for you? The dragon exhales grudgingly uncertain sigh, releasing a trickle of smoke, then nods. As you approach, reaching warily for her wing, she folds it back reflexively and shrieks in sudden pain. Blinded by the agony, she thrashes her great head back and forth, exhaling a white, hot jet of flame your way. Transform the flames, why not? As a gout of flame streaks towards you, you throw up a hand, which emits a dazzling burst of pearly light. The fire seems to crystallize, freezing in midair until you can see the sharp texture of each tongue of flame. Just have to hold it for a moment longer. The fire quivers as struggling to break free, then dissolves into a storm of cherry blossom petals swirling to the ground. Forgive me, son of the Earthbound. I forgot myself in my pain, and did not intend to hurt you. Of course, I understand. I'll try again. Perhaps this time you might stay still. Draw closer to her even more cautiously and lay a palm on the burnt membrane of her wing. The dragon flinches slightly, but keeps her mouth tightly shut. Closing your eyes, you send a burst of golden healing power through her veins. Ah! The magic spreads through her wing, knitting the damaged diaphanous skin until it gleams strong and smooth. You have healed me. I can feel it. I am fit to take to the skies again. The dragon swoops her head close to yours, her lipless mouth curling into something like a smile. Will you ride with me, son of the Earthbound? For the gift you've given me, I would offer you my skies in thanks. Will I? Yes, of course. Black Valerian huddles close to the ground as you clamber onto her immense back, marveling at the pebbled warmth of her hide. As soon as you find purchase, she launches up, hurling you both into a dazzling azure sky. The dragon trumpets joyfully, her scaled leathery sides expanding beneath you with each breath. Her hair streams behind you in the wind. The city of Christoval sprawls far below, seamed by the threads of its silvery rivers like dew sparkling in a spiderweb. I could never tire of this, not in 1,000 years. The two suns light your way. Aliphone's scarlet blaze is warm on your nape, while little airily glows like an ember on the horizon. Tell me, which way would you like to go? Black Valerian, take us to the stars. Take us as high as you can go. Let us scale the sky. Bungling with agreement, Black Valerian flaps her tremendous wings and angles you up until the air around you grows frosty and thin. Do not worry, I'll be sure to keep warm. Closing your eyes, you feel your hands begin to glow. Keeping one curled around the dragon's neck ridges, you lift up to the other. Tendrils of light creep forth from it, knitting around you into a snug, warm cocoon. Much better. Open your eyes and see velvety star-pricked darkness unfurling all around you. The Fey realm glimmers far below like a green and sapphire jewel. Perhaps if we stay here long enough, we might even see... Aha! A tiny, bright fragment of a star comes hurtling through the firmation. Trailing a fiery sea of sparks, it plummets down towards the realm. Perhaps someone will catch it, for it burns all the way out, and plant a star tree in the garden. Rumbling in ascent, the dragon dips lower, carrying you back towards the realm. That was even lovelier than I could have dreamed. Thank you, Black Valerian. I'll cherish this gift. Just then you notice a darkening ahead of you. A bank of clouds clouded with an impending storm. I can help by bringing on a storm by calling on the birds. What? Okay, let's call on the birds. I just need to see. Close your eyes as a vibrant image of birds fills your mind and you whistle a call. Immediately a bright-eyed starling swoops in beside you, followed by robins, doves, and a cawing team of ravens. Ah, here they are. The clutch of birds grows into a flock. Loose feathers gusting around you, lift a hand and fling it towards the clouds. A mass of birds whiz past you, darting forward, and churn the clouds into wisps and droplets with their wings. I suppose I must turn back. The lasso will be waiting. Will you take me back to where I found you? Of course. You fly over pastures, villages, and wooded hillocks, until Black Valerian wheels down towards the vale. She hovers, beating an updrift with her wings. You slide off her before she can touch the ground. Thank you, my new friend. I'll find my own way back home from here. She brings her snout close to yours, amber eyes narrowing, and exhales a slim, friendly trickle of smoke. Do not forgive me, son of Earthbound, and what we have shared this day. I never will, not as long as I live. As the dragons wing back into the sky, you venture back towards Crystal Vale, and the vision fades. That's delightful. Who to go? Leaving you back on the cold stones beside Elric's body. He was so powerful and so kind, and now I should never share any of that with him. Slump over his still form while your body is shaking with painful sobs. What feels like hours later, a pair of warm hands alight on your shoulders. You look up to see Lady Thalassa's tear-streaked face. Vixen, stay still. You're hurt. A soothing energy seems to radiate from her touch, sinking into your skin. All around, you see other Fae tending to the wounded with their magic. Your wounds tingle as they start to close, but the ache in your heart remains. Lady Thalassa, this is all my fault. I'm so sorry. We brought that thing to your door. We led it straight to him. If we just stayed away, he'd still be here. Lady Thalassa tugs you to your feet, draws you away from Elric's body, pulling you into a fierce, warm hug. Never think that, Vixen. He'd only just found you, and to have the chance to guard your life as a loving father would. Elric would not have had it any other way. As you pull away from her, nodding remissly, Nick and Catherine reach your side, with Cal and Vera on their heels. Vixen, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Nick. Is there something I can do for you? I really don't think so. Vera wraps herself around your arm and rests her head on your shoulder. Cal puts a steadying hand on your back. Is that goddamn thing gone, at least? Was all this hell worth it? At least a little? I'm afraid not even the void between worlds can keep a blood-wraith from its prey. It will probe the boundary of our world until it finds a weak point, then tear its way through. You mean we're still not rid of it? And if it resurfaces before the wards have been reinstated, I can offer you a precious little protection. How long will it take to get them back up and running? A week at the very least. And there's no guarantee it'll stay gone for that long. That means we gotta clear out now. Lady Thalassa nods and turns to give you a long, grief-struck look. I have my people to tend to, but you need to keep safe. But when all this is over, please return to us. We are still your family, and Lemrian is your home. I would love that. Thank you, Lady Thalassa, for everything. Wrap her in one last hug, your heart leaden with loss. The four of you trudge through the ravaged ballroom, backs bowed, and picking your way over your lifeless bodies toward the front door. Later, you reconvene at the graveyard shift. Everyone changes out of their formal wear, and you catch Garrus, Grom, and Ivy up on the Knights of Ends. That's just... Jeez, Vixen. I don't know what to say.
We're just so sorry.
Garrus looks up at you, his eyes bleary and bloodshot with tears. I'm afraid we're notably lacking in cheer tonight, my mortals, and Vixen. Though we didn't always see eye to eye, Elric was my duke, and the kindest noble I had ever had the privilege of never swindling. But my grief is nothing. Next to yours. How are you faring? Honestly, I'm devastated. I feel like I want to throw up, but I barely knew him, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels like I'd been searching for him my whole life, and now he's just gone. Monica jumps up on the bar and trots over to you. She rears up on her hind legs and rubs her soft, feathered face against her cheek. Thanks, Blanca. Next to you, Nick rests a warm hand on your shoulder, squeezing tight. I know what's that like, Rook. Been there too many times. Sometimes it feels like being buried under a mountain. All that rock bearing down on you like the darkness won't ever lift. But it will, Vixen. You're in a tunnel, not a cave, and we'll get you to the other side. It just all feels so hopeless. And I'm his daughter. It feels like I should be doing something. We've been granted a brief reprieve while the blood race off the board. We should take this time to plan. Since we can't rely on the Fae for assistance, maybe I could petition the Pack for their help. Bringing the blood rake down is a matter of pride for them. True, but they're not exactly our biggest fans right now, remember? Maybe if you hadn't gassed the whole compound, they'd be a bit more open to discussion. Dude, is there anyone in this town you guys haven't pissed off yet?
I suggest going to the vampires, but they're not really team players. Last night one of them almost bit me for asking him to scoot his chair over.
Very rude. He won't be returning. Is there any chance Lady Smoke would... No. Hell no. Don't even ask me that. Well, if you've got any brighter ideas, better lay them on me, otherwise... As the argument grows more heated, the bar seems to shrink and tighten around you, making it hard to breathe. You stand abruptly and nearly overturning your chair. I need some air, sorry. You rush to the door at the back of the bar and pound up the creaky stairs to the roof deck. Alone on the rooftop, you lean over the railing, the night breeze cooling your face. Below, the city teems with revelry and music. How can the world just go on like that, as if everything's the same? The door creaks open behind you, and you turn to see Vera stepping out on the roof deck. She gives you a tentative smile. You seem pretty upset back there. Just wanted to make sure you were okay. You let out a sad, bitter laugh, watching woolly clouds gathered on the dark horizon. I'm a lot of things right now, but okay is definitely not on the list. I just feel so lost, I guess. Just a few days ago I was running around, living my normal, boring life. Then boom! Monsters, mortal peril, necromancy, and just when I thought I'd found my place in this crazy world, that gets ripped away too. I think I know how you feel. At least, a little. There are times when I wonder if I'll ever find a place where I belong. If you want to talk about how you feel, I'm here for that, Vixen. I'm here for you. Talk with Vera to ease your troubles and get closer with her. Not in the mood. You know, I don't think I'm in the right place to talk. Oh, okay. I get that. I wouldn't want to push you. Might as well go back down. Make sure they know I'm okay. And Vera head downstairs. The mood has shifted to a quiet tension. You okay, Vixen? You were gone a minute. We were, getting worried. Just needed to catch my breath, that's all. I'm coming to know that feeling. Yeah, me too. He blows air through his lips and rubs his face with both hands. We're really hitting a wall down here. Coming up hard against the fact that the blood wraith just won't die. It'll just keep killing, and we can't do a damn thing to stop it. Well then, dear mortals, perhaps it's time to change tactics. The wraith of yours may be invulnerable. The man who controls it is not. Isn't he? I mean, he was brought back from death. He certainly looked like a standard-issue revenant. Abnormally strong, perhaps not unkillable. But what would happen to the blood wraith? Even if we kill Thomas, it seems dangerous to leave a monster like that running free. Blood wraiths have one master. It's built right in the spell that summons them. Ownership is non-transferable. Blood wraiths don't really have a will of their own. Kill the blood wraith's master, and it's basically an empty husk. Thomas isn't exactly gonna come banging on our door until he's good and ready. How would we even find him? It's your lucky day. I happen to have just the spell to solve that problem. Oh great. How many gallons of spirit essence is that gonna cost us? We don't exactly have a bunch of free time to spend skulking in cemeteries and... Relax, buds. I think you've earned yourselves a freebie. Believe it or not, I actually prefer you all alive. Ivy opens her skull, pattern, tote bag, and begins rummaging around. Let's see, where did I put that damn... Aha! She pulls out a little compact mirror and flips it open, revealing a glowing blue light. What is that? 400-year-old scrying spell. Oculus Meridana. Nearly had to sell the remainder of my soul to get my hands on it.
Ivy.
Kidding, mostly. Now, to work the spell, you just need someone who knows the summoner's face. Oh, I'm not likely to forget that anytime soon. Ivy hands over the compact. Well, just look into the light and call up on the image of him in your mind, and the spell should do the rest. There in the light, focusing on the memory of Thomas's face, the glow pulsing softly, then vanishes. In its place forms a crystalline image of Thomas, a blood wraith disc clutched in his hand. The image pulls back, revealing a hulking warehouse. Thomas darts glances over both shoulders and disappears in the darkness inside. Hey, I know where that is. It's one of the parade warehouses, but for retired floats. When was this image seen, Ivy? We gotta know how much headway this bastard has on us. Are you talking to a pro or what, Nick? This is real time. It's happening now. You exchange apprehensive gazes with everyone else, your pulse picking up. Nick slides off his stool, adjusting his crossbow, his eyes blazing with grim anticipation. Well then, let's go kill the bastard. Will you bring Thomas and his blood wraith down or die trying, keep playing to find out? Question! So was it the Duke that paid to keep us protected? Did anyone ever figure that one out? Or was it just some random good Samaritan that we still don't know who is? Because it never was confirmed, at least not to my knowledge, that the Duke paid Nick. Nick just merely showed up and was like, hey, by the way, I got your daughter, have a great day. So that's the real question. Did we ever find out who is paying Nick? I know he had mentioned when asked that he was just getting, like, you know, payments showing up, no real traceable crap, blah, 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 blah. So, which leads me to wonder if there isn't going to be a book 2 that says, oh, hey, this is who is paying it, and it's going to become a longer thing than this. Also, I would have liked to see us reach out to the vampires. Maybe a diamond choice? Oh, I know, I'm endorsing a diamond choice. We could have reached out to the vampires, been like,
Hey, I'm Adrian. I'm sorry, I'm a little busy right now with what's going on with Gaius, but here's some hints, or maybe some tips, or maybe a weapon, something of that matter,
I don't know. Could have done that way, I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you like to support me and my content. And without further ado, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good rest of your day.